Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Mike again. Just wanted to come to you for another message today. Um, so the message today is going to be a little different. Um, they all seem like they're a little different now, but this one is going to be. We're going to talk about: is there a possibility that heaven may actually exist on Earth? Um, We're going to talk about that today because there's a lot that goes into that discussion. Um, this idea for this podcast today came out of um, discussion with people at my Bible study earlier this afternoon. We talked about all kinds of different stuff today, but one of the main topics was surrendering yourself over to the Lord and how you need to fully surrender yourself over to the Lord in order to experience this feeling of heaven on earth. Um, from what I understand, and this is just me, this is just me. This is just from what I've read, um, from what I believe to know, um, and my limited knowledge that I have, which is not a ton, is that there are like three parts of heaven. There's heaven where we look up here and we see the sky. That's like the first phase. That's like the earthly heaven that we know and we can experience and see and look up to the sky, that kind of stuff. And then there is the second level of heaven, which is the spiritual level of heaven. And then there is the third level of heaven, and that is where God is at the top, lonely at the top. Now, this is just what I've been, taught to believe so far in my journey, um, through what I've read and what I've seen, and I'm not sure if that's actually spelled out in the Bible or not. So I'll put a little disclaimer on there for all you people who are, Bible, this and that. Um, I'm not the best when it comes to the Bible, and I'll admit that, which is why I go to Bible study so I can learn more scriptures and better stuff. And I'm trying my best. So I'm just learning. It's still new to me, so just bear with me. But it makes sense because with our own selves, we have a earthly self, which is like your fleshly self, or your part of your flesh, and then you have your spiritual self, you know. And I think that because there's people out there, and the majority of people I feel like are what they call spiritually dead, meaning they aren't connected to anything in the spiritual realm with God or the angels or anything like that. They're just connected to the flesh, and they believe there's a God. They believe in God. They believe there's a heaven and there's a hell, but they don't understand how it all works because they've never taken it that next step. Well, today I want to kind of talk to you about that next step. And that next step is, like I said, it comes down to one word, um, one main word, and that is surrendering. And it's not it's not something easy to do. He wants you to fully surrender and literally give yourself up to the point, and this is crazy, but if you want to feel this feeling, you got to be willing to give yourself up to the point that you're even willing to give your own life if he wants you to. Now, people are going to think I'm nuts for that, But that's how much he wants you to believe in him and trust in him, in Jesus and God. That's how much they want you to believe and how much they want you to trust. Is that you're willing to even give your life. And that's a little bit different than the stuff they're teaching you in church, isn't it? Well, I'm just talking about what I've experienced, okay? And some other people that I know pretty closely have experienced when they fully surrendered themselves. You get to live in this place that I personally call heaven on earth. I believe it does exist. I believe the way I live my life is I'm living in heaven. Now, do I have more money than I know what to do with? And everything's taken care of for me? And I don't need money anymore and all this other stuff? That's not the important stuff here. Money is just money. You can't take it with you. In fact, they don't have it up there. You don't need it up there. I don't even think they have time up there. They probably don't even have dates up there. All this is like earthly created stuff. And the joy is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the feelings of being in heaven is what I'm talking about. Of not having to worry about money, of not having to worry about food, of not having to worry about shelter, of not having to worry about having anxiety, of not having to worry about having stress, of not having to worry about having depression, of not having to worry about anything anymore. Just living your life in total, absolute peace. Now, does that not sound like paradise to you? Because it sounds like paradise to me. I mean, it might be missing a beach and palm trees and tiki huts and maybe somebody, giving you a nice massage or something. But I'm talking about that feeling. I still work. I'm a real estate agent. That's what I do. That's my job. But I do this podcast to inspire other people to be able to take that next step in their faith journeys in life. Because the spiritual self is so much more important than the earthly self. Being connected to God in the spirit is priceless. Priceless. I mean, this is even for you hoity-toity celebrities out there that don't get it and that want to get it and that are willing to pay whatever it takes to get the feeling of total peace and freedom and joy and just absolute calmness. And, when you turn yourself over to Jesus and to God, you allow them to carry your burdens and carry all your problems and carry all your stress and your worry and your all that just gone, just wiped away, just gone. and they replace it and they like inject like a needle. They inject right into here, right in here. This drug of God, for lack of a better term, that's what it is. It's the Spirit. It's that Holy Spirit. And you just get this injection, this holy injection in you that you feel like $1,000,000. And you know, it's funny because I always say, you know, how do I know what the right message is going to be today, or what does he want me to talk about today, or how am I going to know? Well, we have this thing that God likes to do with me, and you're going to think I'm crazy for this too, but it's like he sends me a confirmation when I ask him a question. And look, you can tell me I'm nuts. You can tell me I'm nuts, but I know I'm not. I'll ask him a question like, God, like on my way back from Bible study, I was like, God, should I talk about heaven on earth? Do you think people are ready to comprehend that this could actually be a possibility and that it's real? So I get on Facebook, and he likes to communicate with me over social media messages. So I get on Facebook, and the first thing that pops up is our song. Yes, God and I have a song. Together, we have a song. And I've said this before on other podcasts what it is. But it's nothing's going to stop us now from Starship. And you know the refrain is, nothing's going to stop us now. Right? That's how it goes. Well, today I listened to it and I heard a whole new thing just in the first, when I was thinking about this heaven on earth thing. And the very first verse I wrote down, and I just want to read it to you all so you can hear what it says. It says, looking in your eyes, so me looking in God's eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I've found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you. Does that not say this world that I've found, that I'm living in now, is too good to be true? Does that sound like heaven? I mean, would you think that heaven's too good to be true? I would. And then we have another song that we share with each other that he'll play for me over and over again in a loop too. So I swipe again, and it was something else. I think it was Cherish by Cool Gang or whatever. Cherish the love we have, right? So that was to cherish the love that we have, me and God. And then the next song was Another Day in Paradise by Phil Collins. And it's kind of a sad song because it's about homeless people, but it's about it. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. So it's another day for me and God in paradise, and trying to help people who need help. And that's See how it's it's the messages, but if you're just listening to your Facebook feed and listening to your songs or whatever that pop up, and on my Facebook feed, just so you know, like everything shows up on there, like sports clips, highlights, people doing interviews, snippets of stupid dog tricks, like all that stuff. But these songs, literally, as soon as I got in the car, popped up back to back, and it's a total confirmation. So that's how I can. That's how I know. That's one of the ways that I know that I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right track. I'm about to do the right thing. Um, you know, that's how he communicates with me personally. Now, you may be different. You may not have Facebook. You may not have social media. You may listen to your radio. And he communicates through songs that way too. Um, Maybe he communicates through books, through things that you read. Um, Maybe it'll be a message in an email that you get, but it's not like it's a spam email, you know what I mean? But like if you actually read what the title is, that might be like an answer to your question that you were just asking or praying about. Um, he's everywhere around you, but until you connect with him on a spiritual level, you're not able, well, I'm going to say you're not able, but it's a lot harder to take advantage of communicating with him and being with him and getting to this level of the peace and joy and just total transformation. And then what happens is you become a new person too. You become the person that everybody wants to become and wants to aspire to. Somebody that has manners, somebody that has respect for people, somebody that's a happy person, somebody that wants people to be around, somebody who will listen to people who have issues and need to talk to somebody. Somebody who's compassionate, somebody who's caring, somebody who doesn't sin or doesn't sin that much, somebody who doesn't do drugs, somebody who doesn't drink, somebody who doesn't smoke, somebody who, whatever. Maybe they weigh a lot, but they're working on that, and they're fasting. He's got a plan for that. There's a reason why I still got the weight on me. I know that, and it'll come off when it's supposed to come off. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to work out. He'll put me in touch with the right doctors that I need to see at the right time that I need to see them, on the right dates, on everything. Because God has a plan for my life. I don't have to plan my life anymore. Can you imagine what it would be like if you could give up having to plan your life? Think about that for a minute. You don't have to plan your life. You can let him plan it. He will tell you and he will show you what you need to do. And what do I mean by that? I've been waiting for this girl from this retirement community to email me back. And I'm like, why is she not emailing me back? Why is she not emailing me back? Well, while I was in Bible study, guess who emailed me back? Something that's going to take my business, hopefully, to another level. But I didn't do anything about it. But it came in at the time it was supposed to come in. And I wasn't checking my emails during that time because I was focused on him and Bible study. So when you do the right thing and when you put God first and Jesus first, and you have the obedience, try to teach our kids that. They play football. We try to teach them obedience, right? And we try to teach them discipline and conditioning. And in schools, obedience, and at home, obedience, right? But what about us? Don't we need to have some obedience? Everybody needs to have obedience. And the obedience is doing what you're supposed to do. If God shows you you need to do something, you need to do it. In fact, if you don't do it, then that's considered a sin. And God hates sin. Hates sin. I mean, look, I've given up things that I've used to do in my life, that I thought I enjoyed, I've given up alcohol. I used to, I was the freaking party animal in my high school class. You don't think I had a couple beer bongs in Ocean City during senior week? I mean, I bought the beer bong. I mean, drugs, what do you want? I can get it for you. I knew everybody. I was a party animal. But gave that up. Smoking cigarettes. Get stressed out. I need a cigarette. They actually make you more stressed. Other things in your life that you've had to give up, really not that much. Just the stuff that's not good for you. Stuff like Pornhub. It's not good for you. Even if you're a teenager, you're an adult. This stuff's pure trash. It's not helping you get a healthy relationship with a woman or a man. And it's not that hard to figure out if what you're doing is right or wrong, because we get that a lot too. Well, how do I really know if this is right, or how do I really know if this is wrong? Or it's kind of like on the gray area of the fence. Well, there's $1 million question that you can ask yourself that'll let you know whether it's right or wrong. You ready for it? Would Jesus do it? And if your answer is no, well then don't do it. If you think Jesus will do it, I say fine. Do it then. But be prepared if you chose wrong. Because God hates sin. Which is why the first step in this process for people who are just starting from ground zero and are like, I don't even know what to do. I have no idea what to do. Like, I believe what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I just don't know how to get there. How'd you get there? Well, this is how you get there. Number one, if you don't have a Bible, get one. If you don't want to get one, then go to YouVersion Bible in your app store and download that. Start there. It's YouVersion. Get that. Every day, get on there, read a little bit, and then it'll have a little work program for you to go through, and you can work yourself through some of these important verses and things. All right, step 2. Pray. Pray. Notice I haven't said you have to go to church yet. Pray. Pray to Jesus and pray to God. And say you are sorry and mean it for everything you have ever done in your entire life that you have sinned with. And tell them that you are ready to make amends and to wash it all clean and to hit reset and to start over fresh and become a brand new, born again Christian. Tell them that's what you want to do. All right, now it's step 2. Still not in church yet, although you can go, it doesn't hurt. Step 3. Once you've done that, you need to tell them, obviously, confess how you believe in them and how you believe that the resurrection happened, that Jesus was crucified on the cross, and then he rose again 3 days later in fulfillment of the scriptures. And you need to let them know that you believe that. Then you need to tell them that you are ready. And this doesn't have to be all at the same time now. You can take a little break because this is a big step. And this is a big commitment to do it. Is to fully surrender yourself to God and to Jesus. It takes a lot. You got to be willing to give it all. Give it your all. And be prepared for him to test you on that too. He may take things from you. You may have to struggle a little bit in your life. See, because he needs to know if he can trust you. Anybody can say, I surrender myself to the Lord. Anybody can say that. But again, it's like Bible study. Anybody can read the Bible. But it's not about reading the Bible. It's not about knowing the Word. It's about living the Word. Now you need to know the Word to live the Word too. So I will say there is part of that. But the most important part is to live the Word and to follow Jesus. He will teach you whatever you need to know. And if you're not as good in the Word, that's not a problem. I'm not as good in the Word. But you need to live the Word. And be prepared when you do surrender yourself. When you fully surrender yourself, just be prepared for the tests. Because they will come. And you won't know what they are. You won't know who they are. Maybe you'll have some intuition like I did and be able to pick up on some of it. But they will be tests, and they're easy to pass. Only have to ask yourself, what would Jesus do? That's all you have to ask yourself. When you find yourself in a situation and things are tough and things are challenging and things are demanding, and this goes for your whole life, you say, what would Jesus do? And do that. You won't ever go wrong if you just do what Jesus does. Trust me. You won't. But that is how you get in to heaven on earth. And you're able to live a life of joy and peace and calmness and have no stress and have no worries and have no issues. None. You're good. You're fixed. You're healed. You're cured. And then you got this rock solid relationship with God, which is what you need to get through this world. Because what's out there is pure evil. It's the devil. It's temptation. It's distractions. It's everything that's wrong with this world. And the only way to fight it and to know that you're protected is to have God. Because when you have God, ain't nothing gonna beat you. Ain't nothing gonna beat you. Ever. Ever. Ain't nothing gonna stop us now. That's that song again. Ain't nothing gonna stop us now. Nothing gonna stop us. Because we got God. And I got God. And I got Jesus. And I got the Holy Spirit. And He's never leaving me. So, devil, bring it on. Because you ain't got nothing. None of you do. Because I got God. And the good news is, now you know you all can have Him too. And now you know exactly what you need to do to get Him. Boy, wouldn't it be great if this video went viral and everybody got to see how they could be connected to God and how to fight evil and fight the devil and change this world and change this planet and let everybody live in heaven on earth? Wouldn't that be something? Wow. Well, that's up to you all. Y'all who watch this video, what are you going to do with it? You going to give it thumbs ups? You going to comment? You going to share it? What are you going to do? It's up to you all. I can't control it. It's just the internet. So, well, thank you, everyone. This was a fantastic message. I think it turned out better than expected. And that was because of the help of the Holy Spirit. He always comes through for me. So I love you. God bless you. And take care of yourselves.